Okay, we're heading into the man cave of my shed here. I'll turn the camera around here, and yeah, we're going to make this handle for the ratchet strap. And what I've done here, I'll get the camera back a wee bit. I have three ratchet straps, all different makes. They all look similar, but they are slightly different in design and size. Probably for copyright, I just don't know, but they're all basically the same. There's a few millimeters difference from side to side. Even the handles there, 5mm of difference from here to here over the three different ratchet straps. So the idea of the handle is I'm going to have to make one to do all three, so we're going to have a little leeway. I've cut a piece of steel plate already, and we'll just set it. It's going to sit down here over the handle. We're going to get another piece of steel, probably. Now I have cut the angle iron here, and it's going to be welded. So it's going to grab the bottom of the handle, and we're going to get a piece of probably steel tubing. I've got myself a piece of steel tubing here. I'll cut it a little bit shorter. It's too long, and I'm going to cut a notch out of it and weld it down onto this plate. So I'm going to grab a grinder. I'm going to cut a piece out of this tube, and we'll set it up and we'll see if we can weld it together. Right, I have a piece of tubing cut here to size, and my whole idea is have the notch in. We want to get the steel plate to it here. Going to keep it back a little. We'll weld this in. You'll see the whole idea once you get it all welded together, where the strength's going to be. The strength's going to be along here and up here, but most of the strength's going to be in where this piece of angle iron is. So we're going to get a flap wheel on the angle grinder, give it all clean up, and then we'll take it over and we'll start and do a wee bit of weld. Right, have my steel tubing cut to size, cut a notch out of it. I'm not sure if I've cut too much or not, but we'll see how we go. The whole idea is to weld this to this, but we're not going to keep it right down tight. In the edge here, we're going to put a piece of angle iron, weld it like that, and the angle iron is going to be welded in along here too to give it the added extra strength. Right, I'll grab a flap wheel, get the angle grinder going, and I'm going to clean around the edges to leave it a lot easier to weld, as this is, I think this is galv coated, so we need to clean that down to the bare metal before we start doing a bit of weld. Right, have it cleaned as well as I wanted. You can see where I cleaned off the galv coat along here. That's to give myself a good clean weld, and this stuff here, if you're welding, is pretty toxic. So cleaned around the edges here. Going to put it together. We'll get the welder here in a minute. Right, I have it tacked together here, and this is my grabbing saw. Right, put it in here, and this is going to lift up and down, but I'm not happy the way it's sliding about. So I've come up with this piece of bar here. I'm going to weld this across the top of this, and if you take a wee look here, you see the way I have notched this, basically it's to make a right angle bend. If you take a look closer to there, the way it is folded in nice and neat, I'll weld round that once you get onto the end of my lever. So I'm going to get a clamp, and we'll clamp this and we'll bend the other side and we'll weld it together. Now what I want to do is show you the way I'm going to bend this, just the idea of it, you know. It may work, it may not. I say the vise isn't 100%. It's an old blacksmith's vise, so getting it over like that, we'll have to top it up a little bit straighter, but you can see the way the bend is coming at a 90-degree round the end of the flat piece of plate. Have the vise grip here, and just clamp it around the piece of bar, and we'll grab the welder here and we'll All I really do is just tack it on the corners. It's only just a guide, it's going to have no main pressure, so we'll tack it here both corners and that should do it, and then we'll cut our wee legs off till my desired length. I'm not really sure yet, but we'll soon find out. Right, haven't finished. I've welded around the edge here, along the angle iron. You can see where it's welded. Have my 2 guides welded here, cut off approximately 10mm long from the back of the flat plate. Didn't want them too long. Welded up both sides, and basically I'll turn it over again. It's still quite hot. If you touch it with a bare hand, it will be quite heavy. This is my handle of my ratchet strap. Have the whole thing upside down. The handle will go in here. The edge of the strap will fit between the 2 guides. So that is my lever for my ratchet straps. As I say, it's my own personal attempt. Other guys maybe make them different, but I'm happy with it. Okay, I have a load of straw on the lorry here. And I have 8 ratchet straps, and I loaded about 10 minutes ago, waited for the load to settle, and I want to tighten up a few straps, and I wanted to show you my final product, my ratchet strap lever. There's the jaw on it, and we're going to see if I can turn the camera around here 1 second. Right, yeah. It's very hard just to see here in the dark. I'm going to put the handle, the lever on the handle, up with one arm, stand back from the strap, just to feel the tension's just right. Don't want to over tighten it, because I have that extra leverage, so I'm happy enough with that. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for any more videos I may have in the future. In the meantime, take care. Bye bye. Adios.